All right, so pretty excited about this one. Um, I don't know if you guys are into it, but I'm super into arm wrestling. And Eddie Hall, everybody knows Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw. They're the two strongest men in the world, pretty much. And they're joining arm wrestling, especially Brian Shaw. Eddie Hall said he would be his first match type of thing. So maybe hopefully this entices Eddie Hall to fall in love with arm wrestling and then to progress further. They had already practiced before, and Brian Shaw totally destroyed Eddie Hall. But now they're getting ready. The match is in like a month, or not even a month, I think. So it's coming close, and Eddie Hall's been practicing with a few professional people, mainly Neil Pickup, and Eddie has been training with Neil, and Brian's been training with a lot of high level, like Devin Laird's been there once or twice. Derek, I forget his last name, but he's one of the best. Derek Brunson or Derek? No, that's a fighter. But there's a bunch of big high level arm wrestling guys that have gone, and I'm just super interested. Like, this is gonna be great. I just hope Eddie stays in it and Brian too, and I really hope they can like join a tournament to really feel how it is to fight a lot of people, and then your arm is tired and then it's the final match, you know? It's crazy. You need insane strength but insane endurance. When it's more one-on-one, you still need a lot of endurance, but it's different. So I just hope they fall in love with arm wrestling and they keep it up.
Training to arm wrestle Brian Shaw in December, and I recruited 3 times arm wrestling world champion Neil Pickup. Check this out. I've done a lot of every time, Neil, I'll be honest.
I mean, I'm not going to stick around for that part of training. At the end of training, I might be putting 2 or 3 men on.
6 male inches. Backstage at Strongest Man 2018, me and Brian Shaw got on a table.
Yes.
Left hand.
Yes.
Who won?
You.
Yeah, that's
You opened up.
yeah, it's fine.
This is a message to you, Brian. But eat your Weetabix and drink your milk, because I'm literally going to snap your arm. Okay. As you've just seen, me and Neil are going to get stuck into some really hard arm wrestling training today. Training to beat Brian Shaw.
The thing is, like, if this is the first time they've met and it's the matches in December, that's not enough training. Brian Shaw has already been training for 2 years, almost 2 years. You know, he's taken it serious because your tendons need to get used to that load. Like, you don't want to pull a muscle, you don't want to break an arm. So if he's just starting to train now and he's giving himself 2 months, like, he's probably thinking of it like a bodybuilder type thing. Like, oh, okay, I can build a lot of muscle in 2 months and get ready. But it's not just your muscles, it's your tendons. It's every little ligament that has to get used to that load. And like I was just saying, you need a lot of endurance. So hopefully he's been training a lot more than just this, but I guess we'll find out.
Who is a formidable opponent, 6'8",
Yeah.
400 pounds in body weight, 4 times world's strongest man. I think he's been on the podium something like 12 times, like ridiculous.
Ludicrous.
So yeah, I've got my hands full, and he's been training on wrestling, I'm going to say a year,
Yeah.
and I've got 9 weeks.
8 weeks to chop that tree down, eh?
Yeah.
It's doable.
I know I'm strong.
So it's as I feared, and it's not 1 year, it's 2 years. It's probably a year and 10 months that Brian Shaw's been training. If you look back on his videos, he was talking about arm wrestling a long time ago. So yeah, so I think this is why Eddie's telling the truth probably right now, just to say, like, look, he's training 8 weeks compared to Brian's been training for a year, 2 years, so you know what's gonna happen. But
Stronger than Brian. I think everyone knows that from all the lifts that we do. And
He ain't coming inside.
No. So I am definitely stronger than Brian Shaw. Benching power, bicep power, anything up here, I am stronger. And that's where arm wrestling comes in. It's about upper body strength and getting those levers, getting those little techniques, the little nooks and crannies.
one thing he's not mentioning is that the most important thing in arm wrestling, I would argue, is your hand. You need strong fingers, a strong wrist, a strong hand. Brian Shaw has the strongest hands in the world. He has Guinness World Records for lifting the heaviest increment ever known to man. And he's done a lot of other feats in the Guinness World Records, like he carried the Dini stones, the two heaviest stones known to man, with rings. They're Scottish or Irish, and the record was like 5 feet or something. And then Brian Shaw carried it like 12 feet or something crazy. So Brian Shaw has the strongest hands. So Eddie Hall is talking about everything else, but excuse me, but the hands are pretty much the most important. Then everything else builds on the hands. If your hands aren't strong enough, everything else, it doesn't matter, because your hands are just going to fold and you won't have access to your power.
And that's where Neil comes in. So, Neil, where do we start?
We're going to start by finding out where you are most comfortable, Ed. We've got 8 weeks and we're going to spend as much of it as we possibly can arm wrestling. That's where we're looking to win this thing. We want to find out where you're at your strongest naturally, where your natural inclination will be technically. Once we understand what that is, we're then going to sharpen it.
Okay, so sorry I keep stopping this video. It's just I'm super into arm wrestling. Like, you have no idea. I'm obsessed. I'm insane about arm wrestling. And it's pretty cool that Neil Pickup is going to stay there for 2 months. It's not just this one session. So, and then you got Dragon Ball Z in the background. Love these guys.
Sharpen it. Mm-hmm. Sharpen it. And in 8 weeks.
Brian Shaw, it's going to be you.
One more step. That's the one. So, starting for 10, Ed, first of all, I want to understand what you do naturally.
Okay.
Where your natural genetics take you, what direction, what style you would arm wrestle in. So, if we were to go out and we met a guy in a gym, and he said, I bet I can beat you at arm wrestling, and you said, let's go.
Yeah.
What would you do to beat him? Show me how you would, and I'm not going to resist, you do what you would do.
Okay, so I guess...
Just what your natural, how you feel, what your strongest position would be.
Okay, my natural would be to hook, lean in, and try and get my tricep involved.
Okay, so that feels very comfortable to you?
I think so, yeah.
Good, okay, that's fine. I just want you to do that a couple of times. Let me first of all, just look how you stood. Pretty good, actually. So I want you to just go through the motion. Let's go 10 times, same situation, so coming from a start.
Okay.
And I'm just going to be watching you a little bit to understand where your movement is, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go easy because no rest.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Ready, go. Yeah. Ready, go. Good. Ready, go. Okay, interesting. Ready, go. Okay. And again. Ready, go. Okay.
It's Crocs, good footwear for...
Only top five in the world.
I was going to make fun of that earlier. Like, what are you doing with Crocs, buddy?
Sponsored by Crocs.
Where the is my Croc sponsorship?
Where is it?
That is a dream.
Where is
That
it?
is an actual dream.
Can't understand.
Crocs, come on. I literally live in Crocs.
What should happen, really? I mean, opportunity knocks for Crocs. You know the thing I love about you as well, Ed? You've accepted another monumental challenge.
Why not? You know, so I'm actually in full-time training to fight Mariusz Brudnowski. So that's my training right now.
Mild distraction.
Yeah. So this is like a little side quest.
Yep.
But I spoke to my MMA coach about it, and he was like, "You know what?" He said it actually adds a massive arsenal to your MMA game, because if you've got a super strong right arm, so that manipulation is invaluable.
I get that.
Invaluable. And also the stronger your arm and stronger the grip,
And the rest, yeah.
the harder you can punch. That's actually true.
Really?
Yeah. So if you actually measure, if someone's got, like those grip measurers, if someone's got like a 100-pound grip or a 200-pound grip, the 200-pound grip will always have a harder puncher than 100-pound.
Very interesting.
Fact.
Let's talk about facts for a moment also. What?
Sorry, I was just getting my grips here. What did he just say? He has 200 pounds? I can do 250.
Actually measure, if someone's got, like those grip measurers, if someone's got like a £100 grip or a £200 grip, the £200 grip will always have a harder puncher than the £100.
Very interesting.
Fact.
Let's talk about facts for a moment also. What date is it today? It's the 9th of October. So
9th of October.
9th of October. Contacted me on like Friday night. Or something,
Yeah.
When I got back from the States.
Yeah.
Just put it together. And the match is on the 14th.
That's the thing that's crazy, because like would he only take that shorter time for strongman? No. But I would argue strongman in some ways, I have, I'm not a strongman, so I don't know. But I know that the hand and the wrist is the hardest to work out. You need to spend all day doing it, and still it won't progress that much. Like it's just insane. So especially the fingers, to get your fingers to get bigger and stronger, that's like a lifelong thing. So anyways, his fingers are obviously strong. He's deadlifting. He's got a deadlift record, so his fingers are strong. But it's not the same kind of using of the muscles. It's different. That's why the tendons have to be used to it. Anyways, I'll shut up.
We've done no training.
None.
At this point whatsoever.
None whatsoever. I've done a little bit with you in the past, haven't we? We've done over.
We did that hour.
Yeah, we did an hour.
About 4 years ago.
That's all I need for Brian.
It's no problem.
No, but I'm taking this seriously. Hence why Neil's here at my home, and we're going to do some training together on a weekly basis. I don't know how many times a week yet.
Yeah,
we'll work that out.
I think it's probably going to be, Ed, we're going to have to look to find a situation which is your physical sweet spot in terms of what you can handle. Because there's going to be some movements here that you're not used to.
Yes.
It's going to tear you up a little bit. We want to make sure that we're not doing more harm than good in the time available. But I genuinely believe that we can get away with twice a week if we time them correctly.
Yeah.
So that's probably the initial target.
And obviously the training in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and structure it to go as hard as we possibly can in a couple of areas where we feel like you've got real opportunity to win. If you look at the tail of the tape, if you look at the sort of stats, Brian's a tough man to beat.
Oh yeah, he's a monster.
Other things we know about Brian. Grip is exceptional.
Yes.
Very, very powerful grip. Now, that can create some problems unless we find ways to get around it. And I know from our previous conversations and also your physical makeup, you're an unbelievably powerful presser.
Yes.
That could leave us some opportunity there.
I think you're right. I think Brian's strengths are obviously his grip, his levers. I think his weaknesses, when it comes to me, is the actual brute strength, like tricep strength. I think I'm stronger than him tricep strength. You look at bench pressing and like shoulder pressing and tricep stuff, I genuinely think, argue the toss, I mean the stats are out there, I genuinely think I am stronger than Brian Shaw in those attributes. I think maybe where he's got me a little bit would be back, because I know his back is just insanely strong. Yeah, like arm over arm.
But he's not thinking about the training Brian's been doing for the last 2 years. So Brian now is like used to the movements. His body is used to pulling it like that, and it's not the same.
Stuff at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
Also, I know that plays a big part in arm wrestling. So I've got to utilise my strengths, which would be
Looking for that
which
sort of...
would be pressing power,
Yeah.
tricep power. So no matter what, I'm going to beat them on tricep power.
Do you think there's any chance that he meets you there? Do you think he's got the stones to come in or not?
Yeah, I've got the balls. I've got the balls, Brian. Remember that little clip out at the Shaw Classic?
We can get to a situation where you are honed and ready to rock in that position and get that so it's absolutely dialed in perfectly. Should be the best option. We've got very minimal time to work here, so we've got to make sure
less than 3 months.
Yeah, we don't have any misfires. We've got
8 weeks, 10 weeks, 10 weeks.
And the week before, you're going to be doing nothing, resting, letting everything recover.
Yeah.
So it's
8-9 weeks of
super
training.
tight, mate. Extremely tight. So we got no time to waste.
Yeah. Well, luckily I've kept strong. You know, like literally last night I was benching 80 kilo dumbbells, 10 reps. I can shoulder press 80 kilo dumbbells, 10 reps.
Squeeze me a bit, pardon. You did 80 kilo dumbbells, 10 reps last night.
Yes, last night, yeah. So I'm like, even though I'm in full-time fight camp, I'm a strength up here is ridiculous.
Wow. That's really actually impressive.
Yeah.
First things first, let's practice that grip. I want you to come in. These two fingers, very, very important.
Yeah.
Critically important, okay? far around him as you can. Really fill that up. Block off the wrist. That's it. Pressure on that wrist.
Yeah.
The hell what is on around his thumb? Like, why is that there? That's gonna make it harder for him. It's not gonna help. I don't get it.
Okay, now you'll have to go straight.
Okay.
Okay, there. Now I want you to find an angle between your chest here. Can you see along the line of the pad?
Yeah.
Okay. Now just move your chest inside a little bit, lean this way a touch. Now, then bring your shoulders straight. Okay?
Yeah.
Fist gap in here. These are the things you're going to have to meet. That fist gap, that's good. As soon as the referee drops that go, so it will be a ready go, anticipate the back end of ready, so it's ready, and bang, you go.
Yeah.
I want you to spin your body back to that position so that your chest is aligned with this middle of the table. Not so much side as just, show you what I mean. It's going to be that. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're really following through with it. I'm trying to knock his arm, block that wrist, block any movement there as I go backwards.
Yeah.
So I'll sort of do a mock top roll at you. I want you to block it and engage that tricep. I'll put my hands on to give you some indication.
Okay.
Ready, go. Yeah, that's good. And keep that engaged.
Yeah.
Keep that engaged, okay?
Yeah.
Now, nice and relaxed at this point. Jesus Christ, there's some bumps in there when you get in. Okay? I want you to try and suck that elbow underneath you and tighten with the shoulder.
Yeah.
Tighten in with that
So
shoulder. So
pulling
you're
back and then
no, you're going forward. You're
right
sucking the elbow.
forward and sucking the
watch
elbow
what-
under.
Yes. So you're sucking the whole thing under. It's going to be this.
Yes. Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
This position to block. What we need to do is keep this blocked all the time. He's going to try to roll out. Side on, put into my arm there,
Yeah.
and just give me sort of 20 or 30. Real steady, real easy push throughs in the same position. That looks good. Yeah, and I'll build up slightly. Was it?
It's super smart because it's using his all the inside and the tricep. But the thing that they're not talking about is you need the hand to be able to go in like that. You need to have a stronger hand. So if Brian Shaw's hand is stronger, he won't be able to do that, and Brian's gonna do that. So that's the only weakness.
There you go. That's good.
But if he loses his hand, he can still press. So that's why it's smart.
That does feel comfortable to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to cover off pretty early today is get a bit of an understanding from you of safety. Okay? I'm going to sound quite brutal on the explanation here, but I want to sort of break this down so you understand it. When you're at major risk here is if you get your forearm outside your shoulder.
Yeah, just that little bit of exposure creates that. And obviously, if you're not aware of that, it's so easy to see
Yeah.
so many people snap their arms doing that.
They do, and particularly the most dangerous position is the forward movement. So if you're pressing, if you're hooking,
Yeah.
you do become exposed in that respect. And the reason you'll see a lot of arm wrestlers, and one thing that we need to sort of instruct you is that there are resting spots. You
Yeah.
can come up and take a breather. You don't have to go wild.
Okay.
There are resting spots. A lot of people believe that when you get into that resting situation, that it's just about how much bicep strength do I have. Not at all. There are a lot of things that make a massive difference. Seating the tricep and holding onto the pronator is the key.
Another good thing that I see the best of the best do is your pronator is this, going in with your hand. Well, when you're holding with your arm, another good thing is if you have a strap, usually they have a strap, then you don't have to rely on your pronator as much, and you could just use your thumb and the top of your arm here. So people don't usually think arm wrestling you use this. They think all you use is your inside, but you're actually using every part of your arm and your body really. But so if you're always gripping in like this, you're not using this that much. But if you have them locked in and your powers are close, then you can save your inner arm and then engage, make their cupping hurt by pulling up, posting out, and using your forearm up here instead of your inner forearm. And they'll be using their inner forearm even more, and now you're using different muscles that haven't been used as much, and you're more fresh. And then if that doesn't work, you go back to cupping. Meanwhile, the other guy's always been cupping, and he's getting tired, you know?
So you'll see a lot of arm wrestlers when they hit the hook, they'll sit back. Now, in actuality, what they're doing there, the top arm wrestlers, is they're holding their pronation. So the guy's trying to turn them palm up, and they're not allowing that to happen. They're in a resting spot with the pronation held. Once they feel the guy start to die away, run out of breath, then they'll open up the tap again.
Take a little bit.
Correct, yeah. So
This is also smart to do because you're not going completely all out, and you have less chance of hurting yourself like this if you both tire each other out and then you go. And it's, yeah.
got to bring it up. Was it Magnus Samuelsson versus
Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones? We'll put the clip on the screen now. In the final, I believe.
Yep.
Going at it. Nathan Jones looks twice the size.
Yes.
And literally his arm just goes snap.
Well, if you look at what Nathan was trying to do there, he was pushing sideways.
Yeah, just with that motion.
Correct. Now, pushing sideways, raw, doesn't really happen in arm wrestling a great deal.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some side pressure. Some people utilize side pressure very, very well. One guy, particularly Todd Hutchins, known for that, and there are others. But they do it through body shaping, through shaping their body to allow them to move to the side. Ready, go. Yeah. Now, nice and steady, fluid movement. Yes. That's good.
Yeah.
That's solid, fluid movement.
Yeah.
Everything we do over the next few weeks, that's the target.
Okay.
The target is smooth.
Smooth. Constant pressure.
Constant pressure. No jerks, no jars.
Yeah, okay.
We're looking for smooth, constant attacks or defense.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wherever we're moving on the table, we want to try and do it in the calmest possible fashion.
Okay.
Where a lot of guys lose arm wrestling matches, they go into panic mode. Almost like in a boxing match where you get hit and you don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
If you can keep your head, you're going to do better in the long run. And what if we can achieve, the biggest thing we could possibly achieve is coming out of this camp, if you are very, very calm in those positions, wherever the match goes.
Yeah.
I don't feel as though Brian can gun straight through you. I just don't believe that will happen. I don't think he's going to dive straight through you. I think there will be resting points in this match.
Yeah.
I genuinely do.
The thing is, especially in tournaments, you go through a lot of people, and everyone's around the same weight because you're in your weight category, but people have different strengths and they feel completely different. And that's why training with a lot of different people is best. Like, I've always wanted to join like an arm wrestling team, but it's kind of far from my city, and I'd rather just do weight training. But honestly, it would be better fighting against arm wrestling against people, because like there's nothing like it.
Do you think your flexibility is better than Brian?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Do you think your movement's better than Brian? Do you think you move better, faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I forgot. In tournaments and stuff, a lot of times it's not even close. It's like 2 seconds, boom. And then you try it again. You try something different, and it doesn't matter. And it's like, okay, it's not. You can't be calm. You can't. You just gave it everything you had, and it was nothing. It wasn't even close. And then you go against someone else, and then it's not even close against them. And then finally you get paired up with one guy that's close, and then it's a good match, and then you can both like strategize and relax and use your endurance and use different muscles and techniques. But that's only if you're close. You have to be close, and I don't think Eddie's going to be close to Brian, so he's not going to have that chance.
Yeah. I agree. And I want to make sure that my mental maths aligns with
More
yours.
explosive.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say that.
More powerful movements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now let's think. If you're Brian, he seems to be very static in his movements, but they're nevertheless very effective. You're seeing a lot of the guys that he's pulling with, that he's practicing with, really feel the effects and struggling to shut him down.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys do have small hands. A lot of those guys don't have anywhere near the power you've got there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're banking on to some extent. We want to have a situation where we make everything that you do, every millimetre count. There can't be a space for Brian to fill up. So if he can move into space, I feel like if there's some momentum, with what's he going to weigh? 185 kilos there?
Yeah, I'd say 180-ish, yeah.
That is not something you want to be stopping when it started.
Yeah.
You with me? Yeah. So we want to make the situation is that he can't utilise all of that weight because his arm is being stopped before it starts.
Yes.
What do you reckon he can curl? 65 kilos? What do you reckon he could pull back pressure?
As in that way?
Yeah, without his arm opening. It's the
So just doing that?
Just a straight. If you were to put Brian in this kind of position, a hammer curl position,
Yeah.
how much before his arm opens, you reckon? Because I think he's very strong.
Probably 65, 70.
Yeah, so a lot. It's going to be a lot of power there
Yeah, I reckon he, same as me, I reckon he could hold 70 kilo there for
for a period of time.
20, 30 seconds and then it start to go.
Yeah, that's where I had in my mind. I had the measure somewhere around that 65 kilo mark. So if we can get to a situation where you're containing there or more than there,
Okay.
tremendous.
Yeah.
And then we have to seat the position where you want it to be while shutting down that angle for him to go up the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's that timing again. Now look how you've gone right.
Yeah.
Autopilot, everybody does it.
Yeah.
So that's the constant watchword, always middle. Okay, nice and tight. Okay, ready, go. There we go. Now that lift and go. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. That's nice.
Yeah.
Feel that's how smooth that
Yeah, yeah.
transition was there?
Yeah.
As time goes on, we'll create that much more sideways. It's going to be much more aggressive this way. At the moment, it seems very back.
That way before.
Yes.
Yeah.
That isn't what's coming.
Yeah.
We got to get, because if you do that, it gives Brian all this height.
Yeah.
Because as you move back, your hand will come under more pressure. Make sense?
Yeah.
We can't have that. We've got to take the height out of this thing.
Okay. Right. So we've got a bit of a game plan in our minds.
Yeah, something, building blocks.
Okay.
But, like, it's so complicated because I feel like when you go back, if you have better back pressure, which I could argue, although they're both really good at deadlifting, but Eddie has the deadlifting record, so his back pressure, his back is stronger. So if his hand could be strong enough, you kind of want to pull the other guy back. The other guy gets pulled forward and he loses all his power. If you stay close, then you're letting the other guy stay close. So it depends on your strength.
To work on, mate.
We'll also work on all angles, but that's,
Yeah.
I think my triceps are my most powerful, so.
Definitely. Looks rock strong. And what we need to do is try to also find some periphery stuff that you can train here in the gym that you can work that's going to... shall we go through some of that?
I was about to say, talking about that, yeah, so I've got cables.
Yeah. Primarily what you're looking for is that cable situation. So if we get to a scenario where you're working those...
Would you get the table in between the cables?
Yeah. Now what we've got to emulate here, we want to get as near as we possibly can to the angle of the match.
Yes.
So you're going to be coming, if you're working your tricep, coming over your shoulder is key. If you're working with your bicep or any pulling action, you're going to be more on that diagonal. And at this point in time, don't worry about going heavy.
Yeah.
I want you to be more...
Reps.
Yeah, let's have a look. Little change of the angle there, actually, mate. So do you want to work your tricep first?
You tell me. So,
Okay, so-
obviously I've got all these different implements here. So what, give me like
So I would be working...
6 exercises that I need to nail down. Because that's all you're doing, it. Just 6 exercises, just repeat. Something like that.
Yeah. What we're going to do here, friend of the Armwrestler, mate, martial arts belt.
Okay.
Yeah. So the martial arts belt is a weapon. Now we can fit this up any way we want, basically, but the easiest way for doing it for quick sticks is just knot it off. And what I want you to do is get used to having the weight through your wrist.
Yeah, okay.
More than anything else. The reason being, taxing your hand at this stage is just not going to allow you to get as much work into it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time, we'll see, but a lot of the time you'll see that this is going to be strap matches more than anything else.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to use that martial arts belt just as to give you a wide base on your wrist. Can you see how the position I'm in there is very much like I would be in an arm wrestling match?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So tuck it in, and then that kind of position, okay? And this is really just for putting some solid pressure into your wrist.
Yeah.
Also on the palm. See on the palm of your hand there, like that?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of different ways we can do this. We can also wrap it. So you wrap it around your hand and it's working more supination. You see that?
Yes. Yeah.
Very, very easy way of doing it. And you can move that really fluidly. The good thing about a martial arts belt is it allows you to work in lots of different positions.
Yeah.
And I'll show you some other techniques with that. But always, we need to have a situation where you're as close to the match alignment as you can possibly get. So it's mirroring what the arm wrestling match.
Yeah, also where like that's going to hook around your thumb, and it's going to strengthen your thumb. People don't think about the thumb. You need a strong thumb. It's your anchor.
Will be. Just going to turn you a bit because it's blocking your bloody shoulders are massive.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
There we go. There we go. A nice fluid motion. That's good. And I want you to get into the habit, Ed, of just little turn as you do it. Little turn.
The wrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just little turn. Fluid motion. Okay. Now, as we go through this and we get into it, we're not going to work it today because it's way.
He's gonna get totally destroyed by Brian, like completely. Like he might literally. I think Brian's gonna be nice about it. He's not gonna break his arm, but like it could be so. It's not gonna be good.
Way too early. But as we start to develop these range of motions, we're going to start to look at your lower body.
Yeah.
We're going to start to look at the position of your feet, of your hips, to give you much more drive. So you can have a situation where we're spinning off that toe and kicking.
Yeah.
So as it will come in, you're going to go turn and then kick.
Yeah.
To give you more drive off the start. So it will be.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
All of this is going to come in, not for today.
Yeah. Okay, and then under.
So thumb round your thumb.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. And you'll feel it testing your supinator.
Yes.
Okay, nice light work. And just try to get it so it's not an isolated movement. It's a compound movement. All of this is moving at the same time. So get yourself right up and straight, up to straight position, and a small movement. Yeah, and it should feel comfortable, natural. Okay, knuckles high to start, and then just nice turn in. Similar sort of thing when you're looking at top rolling. So if we spin the table around, this, we work a very significant plane of motion. And when I say significant plane of motion, it can be from straight on, which is your static back pressure.
Yeah.
Diagonal losing position, where you can hang out in the losing position.
Yeah.
Okay? Or you can really hang in a, so we move much closer. And this is a good spot for you to be into as well, for that hook.
So these are the
Like this is what people don't realize. Like arm wrestling is so intricate and advanced. You need to understand how all the muscles work and how you're fighting against each other and what to. Like you're constantly trying to figure out how to improve your training, and it's incredibly like difficult and advanced. And people just think, oh, arm wrestling is whatever, but it's literally like it's a sport. It would be cool if it was in the Olympics. I mean, breakdancing is in the Olympics. Like, I don't think 1,000, 2,000 years ago people were breakdancing, but they were arm wrestling. I know generals in the armies used to arm wrestle. Sometimes they would prevent wars. They would either fight to the general would fight the other general to the death. Sometimes they would just arm wrestle if it was in the same army regiment or whatever. Arm wrestling's always been important, and I don't understand why it's not in the Olympics. Like I really hope it grows, and yeah.
you just wanted to do. You told me get in position. Just
Yes,
hang and
I want
hold.
you to get used to being able to hang your body weight
Yeah.
and not get fatigue in there. I want to have a situation where you feel very comfortable being in a spot for a very extended period of time, minutes at a time.
Right.
Let's say a match goes a minute, and then you've got
It's a long time to be straining.
another 5 coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a time limits on.
No.
There's no time limit.
No.
So just go until you.
Yeah, the reality is, mate, if you and Brian have a match over 10 seconds, 15 seconds, a single round, I'll be impressed and pretty shocked.
Okay.
It could happen, but pretty shocked. Your pulley moves up and down, doesn't it?
Yes.
Great. The other, let's move it to around the middle, slightly down. I want to move it slightly down. Now, where this is good is because exactly the same type of motions we're doing today, and as I say, don't worry about the handle. Your hand can be open. I'll bring you a lot of different handles and types of handle you can move. What I want you to get used to is the alignment of the body. The first point is having your elbow, wrist, shoulder joined up.
It's also, he's probably going to mention it, but see how high he's standing? He's at a lower, it helps you to have your body weight at a lower position, or you do it as the match starts. Like, I like shifting, like ready, set, go. You shift your whole body and you lower it, and you're using your whole body weight and your center of gravity to pull the guy down instead of just staying up there, you know? And so how high you are at the table really matters.
And what I mean by that is, if you look at this distance here,
that does.
okay? Now I'm going to move my hand out of the way so that you can, we would always be gripping this peg, okay? I'm going to move my hand out of the way so that people at home can see. Effectively, what we're looking at is to utilise your back, your traps, your hips, all in the motion. Can you see this? This isn't changing. This is changing. In relation here. Here, there. Same situation if I'm there. See that change there? I'm using the back. And I want you to get used to keeping this the same height. So this doesn't change in height. If anything, it improves in height, gets higher. While your elbow is moving to your back. So I want you to be able to separate your shoulder like this.
Okay.
That's good. How's that feel in terms of comfort?
Good.
Okay, that's great. This is what we want. It's all this moving back, engaging your lat. And putting that through your leg. So planting that leg and putting it all through your leg. There we go. That's looking better straight away. Feeling okay? Okay.
Took the skin off my elbow already.
Welcome to arm wrestling on the fluffer. In order to get around that, you float the elbow. Now, most of the time, when you're floating the elbow,
Makes it harder.
you're attacking. It's more of an attacking motion.
When
you're defending or you're going for the inside techniques, you'd plant your elbow pretty hard. Most of the time. The weight comes off the elbow when you go to attack. The weight goes hard on the elbow when you go to defend. Obviously, with you being one of my personal friends as well, I'm very invested in you doing well here, and I don't want to blind you with this stuff. There's so much. If I came to a deadlifting session with you, I'd be like, what the? You know, you've blown my head off in 10 minutes, that you can tell me layer upon layer upon layer. What I've got to try and do is cut through as much of that as I can and get the basics right for the minimal time we've got.
They're the most important as well, aren't they?
And then, worst case scenario, if it didn't go our way, then you go for a rematch on your time scale, more like the 6 months. Because that's more real, isn't it?
It is. I mean, Brian's been training for a year.
He's got. Let's be right. He's got a significant head start on you, mate. But this is let's try and win. Let's go in there and try and bust him up.
Of course.
You know, and there's no reason why we can't.
Fucking hate Brian Shaw. Such a fucking snake-eyed. Looks like, is it a manatee? Like a fat seal?
Well, like an inland.
Looks like
large.
Looks like a manatee. Put a manatee on the screen next to Brian Shaw's head for me, Billy. And let's just have a comparison.
Hey man, be great. You gotta be great. Just be great, man.
Comparison of Brian Shaw and a manatee right now. And tell me what differences there is, because I don't think there is any. Fat.
The other thing I want to do today, just a little bit of slightly more technical stuff. I want to work on where the points of attack are going to feel from Brian. The biggest one of those is going to be height, mate.
Well, I'm here. He's going to be up there.
Yes. Now you said you're familiar with rising. So big things in arm wrestling, guys. For people at home who are new to it, for arm wrestlers, you'll know what I'm talking about. You've got rise, okay, cup.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. The cup, I'm not too worried about. I think from what I felt from when we were playing around before the cameras went on, and just your natural makeup as an athlete, not too worried about that. Rise is going to be a problem for us because the more pressure that you put on, the more it's going to hit you. Because Brian is so much higher, so much longer, so much taller. So that's going to feel very awkward to you.
Yeah.
In order to negate that a little bit, I want you to get comfortable having your hand position a little further forward. So, and that's going to allow you, if you can get your hand further around him, because people may not realise you've got a bloody big hand, powerful hand. So you can get your hand really engaged and block. He has to show your thumb knuckle. These are the rules. King of the table will enforce the rules. So we need him to show your thumb knuckle. Okay?
That knuckle.
This. So
that one.
The first knuckle of the thumb has got to be visible.
Yo, I've just noticed this. This is crazy. His pinky is bigger than his third finger. Like, all his fingers look the same size. This is not normal. How? How is his pinky that big? That's actually impressive. That translates like a lot in arm wrestling. You need a strong pinky. It's part of your grip. Wow.
Visible to the referees before the start.
Which stops him smothering and getting too.
Correct. So he can't just climb up and climb over your hand, close down and show nothing. That would be massively disadvantageous. So if you get a scenario where your hand is very far forward, your lower palm is seated very far forward, you've got a real good connection on the back of his wrist. If you're then fluid in your movement, then you can shut down that angle. So going a little more to the left, centre to left, we can hopefully put Brian on the B side. I think it's much more difficult for Brian if he's arm wrestling from the B side because he's such a big lad. And he's still relatively new.
B for beast. Beast side. Just saying.
Beast side. That's where you're going to
beast. Side, not B side. Beast.
With sort of like 5% strength, just close down. I don't want to do like a figure of 8 like this. Okay, but then apply pressure backwards on your hand all the time. Okay, now just keep doing that for like a minute.
Okay.
Just that fluidity is what I want you to feel. And if you see how it's starting to feel now, you're moving, you're losing position. Do you feel like you're getting tired, or is it pumping up a little?
Starting to pump up. This triangle.
Okay, now as you do that, have you noticed that your initial fluidity is gone a bit? It's decreased. I'm not actually sure how much we can improve that in the time we've got, but I want to give it a real shot. So that when you go into there, you're used to working in that kind of volume. You're used to being a lot more fatigued in your hand and wrist than you've been previously.
I've done a lot.
Yeah, because when you think about arm wrestling, you always think of like when you're training, you're doing 1 rep max and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so strong. But it's like, yeah, that'll be good for 1 shot. Arm wrestling is continuous, and a match could go on a long time if you keep getting fouls and stuff. You can keep having to reset. So all that strength, all that energy you had on the first shot, well, your elbow slipped and now you guys have to reset. Now do it again. Okay, do it again. And then it's best out of 6 or something usually. So you're going, that's just against one guy. Like usually in a tournament, it's best of 3. Depends on the tournament, and then you go up against, if you keep winning against the guys, you go up against 4, 5, 6 guys, and you fight them, you arm wrestle them at least 3 times each, 2 or 3 times each. Well then, like, think about that. And then you're at the end of the tournament when you need your strength the most because you're up against the strongest guy, and because it's the finals, and now your arm feels like it's been run over by a train. Like, I think that's what he's trying to explain. Like, you're not going to be at your 100%. So you need to make your, like, it's hard to explain, but like, let's say I can curl, let's say, I could probably curl a little bit more, but 70 pounds with my right arm. Okay, but that's my 100%. So if I can only lift 70 pounds once or twice, that's not going to be any good. I need to be able to lift 70 pounds like 10 times, and then have a little break, and then 10 minutes later lift it another 10 times, and then and then like you need so your max needs to be you need to be able to rep your max basically.
Every time, Neil, I'll be honest.
I did notice the glasses when I came in, mate. I thought it was a conservatory. Just big
Even
glasses.
when it goes numb,
Still
I will
going.
still go for another hour.
Well,
Can't feel your arm, can't feel your wrist, can't even feel just
there's nothing there.
yeah.
Like,
It's just like pumping air.
right.
But I'll keep going.
Are you crying at this stage? No, crying.
No.
Just yeah.
Straight,
No
staring
emotion.
myself in the
involvement.
mirror,
Yeah.
angry, just yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's disturbing on a lot of levels. I'm not sure how we can
I'm
use
just
it.
saying the fatigue training's there. Okay? It's
Yeah.
there.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to stick around for that part of training. I'll leave that with you. Send me a video.
That's a real shame. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I got quite a soft hands, haven't I? When we get into that position, we're going to always, at the end and at the start of every training, it's just work it. So again, working that fluidity, figure of eight, keep that pressure on and keep working it like that. And we want to get to a situation where by the end of training, I might be putting 2 or 3 men on.
Yeah.
One after the other. They come on fresh and they're moving you into different positions like this. Just that over and over again for a minute until your hand is blown up.
Yeah.
You'll find from probably more so from Brian, a lot of this, a lot of trying to press all the time. He'll be doing this, flexing his hand into you, trying to blast your hand to bits. I expect that is something that he'll use a lot. And I think he'll also use a lot of body weight. So he'll keep coming, resetting and body weight. You must make sure you don't get drawn into that.
Yeah.
All that precursor
Here's a
stuff.
question for you, Neil.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're 3 times world champion. You still keep active?
No, at the moment I don't pull. I should. And I'm always flirting with the idea, mate, but at over 50 years old.
Do you think you'd do Brian?
Now in a match?
Yeah.
What if I trained?
Yeah, 3 months training.
3 months training.
Yeah, why can't
I'll be prepared to give it a shot. Yeah,
you? Would you do it?
there's every chance.
Brian Shaw, guess what I have to say?
Guess what? That's giving me what, inch and a half? Obviously my measurements, yeah. It's giving me what, 5 inches?
Yeah, 6 male inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
Completely
that.
different.
Yeah, now that's the kind of thing you're going to be experiencing. It's going to be a wall here, and he's going to want you to try to move him out of there.
Yeah.
Now, can you see how immediately, if you're trying to find down, 6 rounds of that, 30 seconds of
But that's the thing. He can also do the same thing. You use your thumb, you use your forearm, and you twist the other way. Stop gripping like that. If that guy's posting out like that, stop giving in and also post out. You both need to post out.
that. You're in the same situation we were a minute ago.
Yeah.
With your hands taxed.
Yeah.
So, if he gets into, if there's a wall here, I want you to put your hand past him, right on his chest. Just go right past him.
Yeah. Wow.
Take your grip there and let the ref move you to centre. You don't try and pull him down.
Yeah, okay.
Let the ref move you to centre. So if you were that guy, I would literally go right to you and let the ref bring you back.
Okay.
We do not want to guess. Exactly. Yeah. And then stay there.
Yeah.
And keep your elbow in the air. And say, got to be centre, ref, let him move you back. And he's going to move Brian down. There we go. Now try your transition steadily. There we go. How's that feel? A lot more exposed?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still good.
Yeah.
Good. It's all right. As long as we get that situation where you don't feel like, oh, he's on my hand.
Yeah. I have wrestled Brian. That feels about right.
That feels about the height.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what?
Backstage, Europe's Strongest Man 2018. Me and Brian Shaw got on a table.
Yes.
Left hand.
Yes.
Who won?
You.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You opened up then.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it was Lallis. Was it Lallis or you
Yeah,
that
it's also-
Lallis put us through the motions about what to do? And I beat Brian Shaw.
My dad was fine.
Sorry, my fire. I have to keep tending my fireplace there. 1 second. I just want to see what they were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You opened up then.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it was Lallis. Was it Lallis or you
Yeah,
that
it's also-
Lallis put us through the motions about what to do? And I beat Brian Shaw.
My dad was panicking, thought you were both going to break your arms.
If we were talking about who's won so far, Brian, it's me. Okay, I won.
On a winning record.
That's another thing with strongmen. Like, if you have that much power, but your body's not used to putting that power in that direction, you could totally snap your arm. Like, I hope he trains. Like, I hope he does intense training to prepare, because it could be bad.
Right, so we've got a lot to go on there. So the exercises, got the drop in with the back. You just want me doing that for now? Just getting the holds and doing the little twists and movements.
At this point in time, the things that I would focus on until we meet up again is trying to get to the positions of comfort with the basic movement.
Yeah.
The biggest one of those by far is what we just went through then.
Yeah.
So trying to get to a situation where you are very relaxed and able to move your body back to the arm. We're not looking for isolated arm movement. We're looking for body shaping movement. If we're going into the tricep press, it's this.
Yeah.
It's not this.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Okay.
If we're going any kind of back pressure movement, it's this.
Yes.
It's not this.
Yeah.
If we're going anything to the side, we're going to achieve that by moving our body to move the arm.
Yeah.
So there is no this, there is this.
So, a lot to think on there.
8 weeks, mate.
8 weeks.
We can do this thing.
Yeah.
I think he just blew his mind, just showed him how technical arm wrestling really is, and he's just like, oh, fuck.
Okay. Training has begun end of this week again?
Yeah,
Next week?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I think if we try to, depending on if your arm's okay,
Yeah.
Friday would probably work. And we'll have a look at that, if that works out from your diary perspective.
Yeah.
If not, we go again early next week.
Yeah.
And we try to hit 2 sessions a week where we're getting as much, for everybody at home,
Table.
The approach is going to be table.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling.
Hopefully they can bring people to challenge Eddie, have a whole gym full of arm wrestlers, even if they only weigh my body weight, like half of Eddie's body weight. They could still give him a lot of challenge and drain his arm and practice, give him that table time and get his tendons used to it. Well, I'm super excited. I'm sorry I talk so much on this one, but I'm obsessed with arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling. The reason for that is because, you want to be a good tennis player, play tennis. You want to be a good rally or drive rally cars.
Yeah.
Here we go. This could be a lot closer than a lot of people might believe.
It's mind-boggling how much goes into it. All those little tips and tricks and the training, and so a lot to learn.
But the funny thing is, Ed, we're just kicking off, mate. And at the moment, it's like when you pass your driving test and you get in the car and you go on the motorway and 70 miles an hour feels fast.
Yes. Yeah.
And then a few weeks in, and it isn't long, a few weeks in,
You're used to it.
you got your arm on the side, you're singing along. It's Get ready, Brian.
Sound. Okay, Brian. This is a message to you, Brian. But eat your Weetabix and drink your milk, because I'm literally going to snap your arm. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Kerry is going to be wiping your bum because you can't wipe your own arse. That's what's going to happen. Right then, thank you, Neil.
Ed, pleasure going.
Appreciate your time, mate. Right then, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, I'm just entering this world of arm wrestling for a one-off for now, but we'll see how this goes. If things go good, might carry it on. Might see a little career in it. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Check out Arm Wars as well on his social media. I'll put the tags on the screen now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Biddle with the Beast. Take care.
Yeah, super interested. Like, it's going to be epic. The rest, like all the other people arm wrestling that day, it's going to be awesome too. They're all amazing. If you follow it, you know. But yeah, just thought I would show you guys this. Peace.